Welcome, everybody, to the Multiverse Podcast, episode 37. We have breaking news. Marvel is going to be at Hall H.
Whoa!
Whoa!
No way!
Shocking! Breaking news!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, Jimmy or Chaos, my co-host, Warner Cosmic, and my co-host, Wes or Nemo the Goat.
Co-host.
What's going on?
How's it going, guys? Three in a row.
Oh, for
And
us,
now that Jimmy's not across the country or in the other side of the world and stuff
like that, right?
So
right.
It's crazy though, because I've just got stuff like flying up in my face daily. Like I forgot about my daughter's cheer thing tonight, but before that, I was going to text you guys because I was literally about to drive 3 hours to an IRS place because I'm dealing with some stupid crap from taxes, and then that canceled and everything worked out.
Well, glad
it's all over the place. You need a teleporter.
Life, it's life.
A teleporter.
Yeah, I do. Hey, I mean, before we talk about Hall H, are you guys seeing what's it called? The Gigabay?
What's that?
So you have the Star City. What is it? The Tesla City, Star City, or SpaceX?
Okay.
He did a huge thing, and they announced they're making 2 gigabays, one in Florida and one in Texas. And when they're all said and done, they will be able to put out 2 to 3 rockets or spaceships a day.
Wow. Whoa.
Well, he's all in. Like, he got out of the government thing, and he said, we will colonize Mars. And they're sending a rocket early next year, and that rocket will have an Optimus bot on it to explore Mars. And we're off to the races. Like, he's getting it ready where you have like 4 rockets. Let's just say 2035. You have 4 rocket ships going every day with people on them heading to Mars to live. It's wild. It is wild.
That is like really crazy to think about.
It's Star Trek, man. It's Star Trek.
I mean, yeah, essentially. I mean,
that's Andy Weir, bro. We're about to see the Martian IRL.
It's crazy. It's hard to see things in front of you when it's happening real time. It's always easier to like look in the rear view and be like, oh yeah, that happened, but it's happening.
Right. Yeah.
It's happening. Anyway, we're not a space podcast.
Real quick, did you guys notice that there's new live features for YouTube?
No. What are they? Are they good?
I know.
I told Wes I added the auto dubbing feature, so I want to hear myself in other languages soon.
No, there's a community leaderboard now.
Oh,
instead of driving to super
kind
chat,
of taken from Twitch a little bit. Well, I'm not 100% sure how it works. I noticed it yesterday when I was live, but you
creep up
show
the leaderboard,
super chats. Just watching gives you points, I believe. Commenting gives you points. You get more for super chatting, I believe. But yeah.
What I want is like you go to a live stream, and if you're that person that's commenting, reacting, or whatever, you directly hook up your Coinbase account. And if you hit the top of the leaderboard, it just shoots you little bits of Bitcoin and Ethereum. You just get paid.
Bitcoin. Yeah.
I thought we left crypto behind.
No, crypto's being mainstream, buddy. It's being adopted as we speak. Bank of America has already said they're adding it as one of their actual mainstream assets.
GameStop as well?
Yeah, GameStop just
buy a bunch.
I mean, people have been saying that for a while, though.
Yeah, but think about it. 5 years ago, it was kind of like, ooh, it's that edgy, creepy, like black
you go
market.
Buy pizza with this stuff.
Yeah, and now it's like every investing show you turn on is like, oh yeah, crypto, Bitcoin.
We're all gonna die. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
we're
all gonna get
we're gonna take our
That's why we need Mars right now, because we're all gonna have to leave to Mars when the robots take over Earth.
Well, they'll already be over on Mars. They'll be in charge of building everything.
I'm sure they will.
You just enjoy your little bubble war and why it lasts. So yeah, Hall H, Marvel.
Like I don't see it ending well. I just really don't. Like every movie I've watched about this stuff is just like pop culture has given us nothing but warnings about this stuff.
They have. You're absolutely, and we're watching it like play out. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Robocabs, Optimus bots.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
like
rockets to Mars.
And what are the safety precautions? Like, how do you, if your metal robot goes haywire, how do you stop it from killing you?
You have a kill switch. You wear like a necklace with a kill switch.
You get a microwave bot.
What if they figure out a way to get past that? right? What if they evolve and they can upgrade themselves somehow? I don't know.
Detroit become human. They want to be like creators, like seen as equals.
No, I'm saying, what if they get smart enough to figure out how to get past the kill switches?
Well, then we get another robot.
That's the biggest
AI.
thing.
Yeah, we get a better robot
in every pop culture.
ass.
In all these pop culture movies, like, right, like it originally starts like that, like, oh, we're in control, we can turn them off anytime, but then they evolve past their precautions. It's like,
Warren, those are movies; they're just made up.
Not anymore. They're not made up anymore. What are you talking about?
Bro, yo, seen all those VO3 videos, bro? Like, we are absolutely cooked. Like, it's over. This is the last,
If I wanted to put my resources
like,
into it, I could go take your name. I could take Cosmic Wonder right now, buy like the premium VO whatever, figure out, learn how to use it, and probably within a week, I could have an alternate version of you that looks and talks better than you and makes YouTube content better than you, and it replaces you.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Like
without
right
a
now.
soul though, that's the thing.
There's no soul there, but yeah.
But
you have a bunch of Horcruxes, some Warren Horcruxes.
Mimic, I mean,
no, it's not mimicking, it's learning. So what it'll do, and what's crazy is it's learning at an exponential rate. So I'm assuming I would go dump like 10 of your videos into the prompts and the indexes, and then it would learn you and then be a
let's be honest, they've already yoinked his videos. They've yoinked your videos, Jimmy. Have you guys gone on like and looked at like AI, like this data was trained from AI? Your videos are on there, and I bet yours are as well.
No. I clicked no. Anything that I've seen where it says
this was before they stole the stuff. Your name was on the list. I looked.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Yeah, you're cooked, buddy.
We're all dead. Anyways,
those top 10s are going to do themselves pretty soon.
I'm going to be doing top 10s from Mars. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. So,
all right, Marvel
at
heavy presence, Hall H, Doomsday. There's talk about it getting pushed back again to squeeze in something else. We already know there's going to be a heavy presence. We already know they're pushing. We've talked about this.
They have to.
They've got to create all these storylines and fit them all together. Let's just jump here. I want to jump over to it. Is Chris Hemsworth going to die in Doomsday, or are they literally bait and switching us because they know this is automatically what everybody's going to run with? Put out a tribute.
It's a bait and switch.
I think it's a bait and switch too.
I think
there's no way he's not in Secret Wars, right?
Oh, totally. I mean, at this point in time though, I think they've probably read like the story for Doomsday and Secret Wars. Like, I don't think you write Doomsday without knowing what happens in Secret Wars, right?
100%.
You have to. Yeah. So I think they're reading kind of everything, maybe not like full script, but maybe like outlines for what the plans are for the movie. And I do legit think Chris got emotional and is like, hey, I'm going to put this out. But at the same time, it is part of their PR and marketing campaign. They probably told him like, hey, we're going to need you guys to like post stuff, make it pretty ambiguous and vague. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of. And with Chris's thing, I'm sure it had to be approved before. And maybe they were like, hey, let's reword it a little bit to make it kind of sound like you might die.
Yeah.
That's what I think's going on. I don't think he's going to die.
Well, the biggest guess is that he's going to die defending Loki against Doom. But then somebody says, but then he goes to Valhalla and then he can come back.
Well, right.
I don't want that. The worst thing they could do is kill him in Doomsday and then bring him back in Secret Wars.
I don't think they should. I see. Well,
wait,
they might do that a lot because of the variance thing, right?
Wait, I read this wrong.
Then we go back to the whole snap thing. It's not. There's no consequence.
Guys, I read this wrong. We reported it wrong. Marvel Studios will not have a major Hall H.
Attending Hall H.
It's not a major presence.
Get your news here, guys. Okay.
I'm glad Jimmy opened.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah.
Flip it.
Oh, so they don't have a big presence.
Yeah. Wow. So D23 is like, that's like going to be the thing, right?
Yeah.
So okay. So here's my thoughts on that. When you say D23, because on here is this, what I talked about in my video today too. Bob Iger's not happy with 2026.
Yeah, I saw that.
Maybe Disney wants more and they're saving everything for D23. Oh, we don't have a D23 this year, do we? Wait, we don't have a D. Is there a D23 this year? I don't think there is.
They have to do something.
What are they doing?
They'll just do another live stream with chairs.
Maybe that's their plan.
Maybe they're going to do their own thing, live stream on their channel.
Maybe that is their plan.
Didn't that go viral? Didn't that get like,
oh gosh, yeah,
20, 30 million views across everything? Yeah.
Maybe they're, I think they're going to
23.
Yeah.
Yeah, Destination 23, presented by IUG Lug, a journey around the world of Disney, August 29 through 31st, 2025, at Walt Disney World Resort. This event is sold out. Is that the same thing? I don't know.
Type in like D23 2025.
They could just do their own thing.
Yeah, here, I'll link to this.
That may be the way they're. They may have done that.
It's not an
expo. Oh, okay.
Expo, right?
They're looking at the. They're looking at the results of it, and they're like, we don't need these. Like, that's what a lot of the gaming studio, they like a lot of publishers got. They're like, we don't need this. We'll just do our own.
I do think it is them taking it more into their own hands, but I would be shocked. So here's the deal. They probably had something planned, because this would have been the last San Diego Comic-Con, specifically the last SDCC, because that's the big one, before Doomsday. But now that's not the case.
Right.
Now next year's is going to be before it. So maybe they're saving it for next year. Like, well, it's just kind of crazy, because I feel like, and maybe this is a part of it. What I was going to say is I feel like their Phase 6 schedule isn't locked in yet, I feel, especially with Bob Iger not wanting or not being happy with the current 2026 slate. The reasoning behind that is because they have Doomsday, and before that is Spider-Man Brand New Day, which they don't make as much money, right? Because it's Sony. So Iger wanted another movie. Could they?
I mean, they'd have to like start.
They gotta hurry.
Yesterday.
They gotta start now.
Well, they're not filming Brand New Day yet, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, y'all could.
We're going back into that whole time crunch deal, and like
that's exactly. It's like,
CGI
but would it be a quality? Would it be a quality movie?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they couldn't really do a Strange. They'd have to almost do something like almost Grounded.
Back really quick before we lose it. Thor, is he dying?
I think this is contract renewal hype. I think he's like, he's trying to get his contract renewed, so he's like, drumming up some excitement.
I think it was nostalgia. I think he like read a script or something. I think he read the script and he felt, and he's like, he's next to Robert Downey Jr. again. You know what I mean? He's with Anthony Mackie now, and then we have the new cast, like Vanessa Kirby's there. Like, we've seen them on set together. So I think he's surrounded by all these people. He's reading the script, and he genuinely felt like, wow, what a journey this has been. Hope I don't die.
I mean, I could see how you're going to have some power level testing. Like, Doom's going to have to like really just take some people out.
I don't think Thor is one of them.
I mean, Thor could be one, but
I don't think so.
I really don't like to kill Thor. He goes to Valhalla and he comes back. If you're going to kill him, then he needs to die. Like,
but dude, the golden rule for Marvel, right? Nobody's permanently dead except Uncle Ben. That's the rule.
True.
That's the rule. Nobody's truly dead except for Uncle Ben.
So you're saying
Black coming back in Marvel comics.
Scarlett Johansson's we're gonna see a
variant. Well, we've heard that she's gonna come back. We'll see if it happens.
Fantastic.
But that real quick, that is probably why going into the next saga, they're not gonna really focus on the multiverse.
I agree. Then you can't do that.
You can't do that. It takes that option away, which is cool in the multiverse saga if they would have went more all out with it. Now I still hope we see it, but we'll.
Oh.
Then who knows? So.
You did your whole.
Yeah, we always get one lag from more. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. You're good though.
And you freeze in the funniest faces too.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And that's the thing.
All right, Fantastic Four test screening news dropped, and runtime has been listed at 2 hours and 10 minutes. I think that's a sweet spot. I like it.
I like it when it hits the 2 hour mark. I don't know why, but I feel like there's some mental thing that goes on in my head when it's below 2 hours. Yeah,
you're a Marvel fan. You want to go digest as much of it as you can.
I want as much as possible. Yeah, but I also feel like it is that, but I also feel like the ones that have been under 2 hours are like, maybe not all of them, but the majority of them have been like the lesser Marvel movies.
Was Captain America Brave New World? I bet it was, wasn't it? I bet it was under 2.
I don't remember. I'll look it up.
I think that's a good spot. I think 2 hours and 10 minutes is perfect. I really want them to push up. Do we have a runtime for Doomsday?
It was an hour and 58 minutes.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't even think we're even close to a runtime for that.
No runtime for Doomsday.
No, they haven't. They're barely starting filming for Doomsday.
It's like 8 hours so far.
Doomsday needs to be 2.5 to 3, and the Secret Wars movies need to be 3.
I think actually at one point in time the Russo brothers did say that something along the lines of 2.5 for Doomsday and 3 for Secret Wars. Actually,
yeah,
I believe.
What's
up,
I'm
Martin?
saying it, dude. I think if we get a Doomsday delay, which I think they're going to delay it again.
I agree.
No.
You don't think they're going to delay it?
I hope they don't.
I think they'll delay it again, and then we get 2 parts for Secret Wars. I'm saying
I'm okay with that, and then they could throw another movie in 2026.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that might be the best thing they actually could do, especially because we'll go into
not happy
right now. Well, the Fantastic Four test screenings that just recently happened, some negative reviews. Granted, it was from what I've heard, it's a very small test sample, so not a lot of people saw it. But it's really weird because you hear. Yesterday I heard really good things about it, and the reports were like praising Galactus. Like he was like,
yeah, I read that too. Yeah,
like scary but very comic accurate, very awesome. And now I don't like. What's funny is when you hear good, you tend to hear the reasoning behind why people think it's good, but when you hear bad, you don't really hear anything about it. So I'm just kind of like, why wouldn't you say why it's bad? Is it boring? Like, what didn't work? You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, but
dive into who's watching. Who are these test people?
Well, that too. Like they could not be Marvel fans, right? That's the thing.
Like, what is this? Why are we watching this retro 60s advanced age comic? They're in spandex. They don't even know what's going on.
Well, there are legitimate people out there who love movies, but are the Martin Scorseses who don't like the Marvel movies, right?
Yeah, those guys.
Cinema.
And you could add a theater full of them.
Yeah, I agree. So, despite Thunderbolts being amazing, it was not a success at the box office. I think they dropped the ball with the new Avenger thing. I think they dropped the ball with the 3-day next rebranding. I don't think that I know where they were going, but I don't think it was a good idea.
You think it would have? So are you saying you think it would have performed better in the box office? It was just if they didn't.
Stuck as Thunderbolts. Yes.
I think it was a little confusing. I think
passive.
They should have just made the trailer Thunderbolts, but then just be like, oh, by the way, we're actually the new Avengers, and that play on that meme the entire leading up to the marketing. That probably would have made them 100 million extra, but because I think I read that it was like $100 million less than what it should have been. Like it was missed the mark a bit. But
I don't think the Switch hit like they were hoping it hit.
No, it definitely didn't, and it's like the thing is, I saw a lot after the fact of people basically calling it an Avengers movie, and they're like, "Oh, this will be the lowest grossing Avengers film ever." Ever. I'm like, it's not an Avengers film.
Not even.
It's not.
But do you blame them because that's the signaling they're getting hit with.
But it's not an Avengers film. It's literally titled.
They literally renamed it New Avengers,
which I do believe was a bad move.
Yeah, I think
it was a bad move. You gave away a pretty decent part of the movie. I mean,
yep, I agree.
I think they panicked.
I agree.
The Dark
I think
Avengers,
they did it in a panic move. Either that or it's just really bad planning and marketing.
They could have done West Coast Avengers.
That's true.
They weren't West Coast though.
I feel like they also I think Bucky needed to be more of the centerpiece for that.
Whatever. You don't want Bucky. He's checked out.
No, well, but no, he's checked out. Because he's not the lead of the movie.
I think Yelena was really
dude,
she's not as well known.
I want my original.
Yeah,
people.
don't get it twisted.
I want to be next to Downey and
amazing
Evans
in that movie. But yeah.
All right, Potterheads. Are you excited? Harry Potter trio has officially been cast. Dominic McLaughlin, Harry Potter, Arabella Stanton, Hermione Granger, and Alistair Stout as Ron Weasley. Your thoughts?
Amazing.
Yeah,
I saw the picture. I took about 10 seconds to process, and I was like, okay, that looks like Weasley. That's a really good looking younger Harry Potter version. And Hermione, same thing. I thought they crushed it.
People are complaining about Hermione because she's like dark skinned, but I actually think she looks like has a good Hermione look.
Yeah,
I
went through 30,000 videos, 30,000,
32,000, like 32,000, like just over 32,000, 500 to 1,000 video reviews a day. Crazy, crazy to find the perfect people.
And I'll bet they had hundreds that it could have been, because when you're doing that many, you're splitting hairs. Like,
like very, very much. Right. Like, and you might pick the people they like. 20 people might be exactly the same, but maybe their attitude off screen is a little bit better, and you want to work with them more than another person, right? You never really know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play this real quick.
All right.
Okay.
So this is a audition tape that leaked for, I think it was for her in Matilda, but.
You're looking for the post office, aren't you?
How did you know that?
You've circled the block a few times, so you're obviously lost. If I'm investigating a missing person, I started the post office to see if they registered an emailing address.
That's so Hermione.
That's Hermione,
That's so Hermione. Yeah. That's the biggest thing, is to get her little smug attitude, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Know it all.
Yeah. Like that's like a big thing. Yeah. So I think
we're all in agreement.
Fine.
Yeah, they crushed it.
Oh yeah,
we're good to go.
The people that are hating, they're hating on kids. Like these, they're
that's
kids,
that's a really hard part to see, right?
It's gonna happen. I mean, you're when you're dealing with an IP like this, it's gonna happen. All right. The Penguin director says spinoffs are in development. Are we excited, or are we just kind of all right?
Yes, I'm excited.
I mean, I think it's gonna be good
because of all the negative Batman news we get. Like, it's not happening, or it's not prioritized, or it may not happen for years.
It seems like it's gonna happen, though. It seems like it's gonna happen, but
we're gonna get into the whole do other villains so long, and then you're like, well, I was excited, and now I don't care.
Well, here's my deal now. Now it seems like they're building a cinematic universe with the Elseworlds universe, and then we have the DC universe. So it's kind of like, well, it's not really all like Elseworlds if it's just another cinematic universe, which that's what it is.
We have Elseworlds is supposed to be individual stuff, like they're not connected.
Yeah,
but
connecting them.
But it seems like they're being connected now. Yeah, exactly.
Now, so if tonally, if they're the same, like I'm fine. Like if they're doing something that's like the Penguin, like in terms of tone and pacing and stuff, and the realism, that's fine. But if they're all interconnected, what are we doing here?
Why is it the Elseworld?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. And why put the focus into it instead of your new?
Because if that's the case, why don't they bring Zack Snyder back and just have him, continue?
Here we go. Here we go.
Don't say his name 3 times.
I'm not really excited, to be honest with you. I mean, I love the Penguin. I thought they hit a home run with it. But now you're going to go do spinoffs, and if you're doing spinoffs, you're reaching. You are. You're trying to pull content to capitalize off the content that did well. That doesn't always work. As a matter of fact, a lot of times it doesn't work. Think about spin-off video games.
I mean, but that's, as I watch more stuff and I hear more announcements, that's a lot of kind of all we get now. Like even with Harry Potter, it's like,
that's a remake.
Do we really need to touch? I know, but it's either a remake or a spinoff, or and now Disney's not doing any more live action remakes, right? Because of the disaster that was Snow White.
I think that there's more story to tell in the Penguin universe. I think what they're probably working on is a project that's like just about Sophia, because like we know that we're probably not going to get another Penguin season. Like that's pretty much confirmed. So if it's
just because he doesn't want to wear the fat suit.
No, it's just like I just don't think we're gonna get another one.
Just going off in the sunset. It is what it is.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, leave it at peak.
That's not what studios do. They suck the money out of it.
That's the issue. Is just like people always forget that, like, because I talk about Kevin Feige a lot, and he does love what he does. But Marvel's a company, Disney is a company. These companies care about money, right? And that's why they milk the hell out of everything. That's why we have all these live action remakes and all this crap. And I don't know, I just miss originality a lot. Like I feel like we have it. Like, what is the last like big franchise that we got that was new? You know what I mean? Like
it was good,
like
or
the
new?
Hunger Games or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Rebel Moon.
I mean, that was good. That was actually a success. That's my point, is we haven't got anything really big that's new and good that has just been a pop culture phenomenon. You know what I mean? Like Marvelous Minds, Dune's a good one.
We've had
I wasn't blown away with the first Dune, but
like
we've had
books that are new that are good that are
and that's what baffles my mind
Dune
is there's so many fantastic books
Dune's
out there.
Dune's 50 years old, 40 years old.
Well, yeah,
that's
Dune
true.
exactly. Dune, it was a remake.
Even that first Dune a few years ago was a remake.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there's
Stranger
so many
Things
books
is a good example. Stranger Things,
Joe
S. That is a good example. Then
where do you cross that line where they just they extend it and milk it so much? Stranger Things, you hit them with 3 solid seasons and it's done. That would have been gone down in history books. Now these kids are adults, but they're playing kids, and I know it's the final one finally, but you stretch this stuff out a decade.
Yeah. Well, and Squid Game is a good one too. Marvelous Minds. I really love Squid Game, but even season 2 of Squid Game, it was shorter, ended on a cliffhanger. Like, we'll see what season 3 brings, but
a cliffhanger.
Season 2 wasn't as good as season 1. Well, no, it's supposed to end after. And even with Squid Game, they're breaking off and doing an American version of it, right? And there's debate with the writers. They don't want to call it Squid Game, but I think it's the Korean writers that do want to call it Squid Game, or maybe they don't. Either way, somebody doesn't want to call it Squid Game. Somebody does want to call it Squid Game. So spinoffs and like it's I mean, it's like you said, Jimmy. It's like, I don't know. Even nowadays, even if they do come up with a good something like that, they still milk it for more than they should. So it's like,
absolutely,
tried and true.
All right, you guys.
Fallout is good, but it's a video game adaptation, which doesn't like discredit it by any means. And actually, it kind of goes to my point. There's so many good books out there. It's crazy that they haven't grabbed more books and adapted them into the film.
Like Red Rising, Stormlight Archives, Mistborn. Like I could name.
Well, we're
18.
getting what's the big video game movie that we're getting soon?
Elden Ring.
Yeah, that one.
I want to address The Legend of Zelda.
Which I know that one. I'm so scared about though.
Maybe working on a Gears of War.
Hey, James, I appreciate that. Did you see the last thing James said, Jimmy?
No.
Warren, I've been following you for 3 years, and it's because of you I follow the Marvel Universe. I'm so glad this is a Batman podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, James.
We don't get Batman content. I already told you, we're going to get the rebooted Iron Man 1 in the new Marvel Cinematic Universe before we get Batman 2. All right, you're the head of Star Wars. How do you fix it?
But do we get Brave in the? I think we get Brave in the Bold though. But anyway, James, thank you so much. I'm glad I could get you in the Marvel. I hope you.
It's easy. You let Ryan Reynolds cook with a rated R Star Wars film.
I wonder, did they say they dismissed that?
I don't.
He pitched it. You know that.
But so he wasn't actually going to be like acting in it. Like it was just a project that he pitched, and I think it got shot down. But
they're
like
stupid.
Out of everybody,
they're stupid.
Out of anybody to do something rated R, it's him. Like he's the one who like essentially forced Disney's hand to bring rated R content. You know?
Yeah. What happened? Now they can do what they can up that and touch those boundaries. And Deadpool's made them billions of dollars. And stupid.
You think maybe they said, "Hey, I want you to be in it if we do this," and he said, "I don't want to be in it," and they said, "Well, then we're not going to make it."
No, man. I think if they said we want you to be in it, he'd be like, "Hell yeah, I'll be in it."
Yeah.
What actor's gonna turn down a Star Wars role?
I mean, I essentially think that Ryan Reynolds could kind of do anything he wants.
Not Star Wars.
You know what I mean? So maybe he just didn't want to. Well, maybe he just didn't want to. But they do have his guy right now. What's his name? Oh my gosh, the director. Can't remember his name.
Sean Levy?
Levy. Yes.
Yeah.
They can direct another one. Justin Garcia, thanks for that super chat. Nah, James, this is a Star Wars podcast.
Thank you, Justin. It is a Star Wars podcast.
That is the correct answer more than anything. James,
Blasphemy.
if you've been following, we always say we're a Star Wars podcast. But we appreciate you all.
First teaser for the final season of Stranger Things dropping soon. I'm just ready. I'm ready for it to be over. I
your point
loved
of milking it longer than it should have been
in the beginning, and now, unfortunately, as a fan, I just want to watch it, so it's done, and that's sad. That's a sad mindset to have.
It is sad. It is fun.
It is sad. Elden Ring movie is happening. Wes, you're probably
let's go.
So
even though like I don't really think we need an Elden Ring movie, but listen, I mean, dude, at this point, like whatever, like
whatever. Throw it all in front of us.
It's probably going to be successful, but like there's no like, I mean, there's some dialogue after you beat the bosses, and there's story and stuff, but
there's not a lot of substance. Just
remember Assassin's Creed.
Times, right?
Just remember Assassin's Creed.
What's bad about Assassin's Creed is they had a really good actor.
Yeah,
Fassbender's great.
He was great, and he couldn't get it. He couldn't make it work.
I mean, listen, the landscapes and the scenery probably going to be insane because Elden Ring is a beautiful game. It's got amazing landscapes.
But
like,
where's the substance?
Unless there's like let me solo her with a pot on their head, and they're like they're the chat knows, and they're like no, they do, trust me. And that's like the lead character, then okay, that's fine. But like that's just gonna be a meme movie at that point.
Look at Minecraft.
You don't know the character, the let me solo her person that like destroyed the boss a million times. Yeah, okay.
But see, that's the problem. It's gonna be such a niche thing.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Minecraft is one of the biggest video games of all time, and it has been for a very long time.
They can't market it as a video game going into movie. They have to market it like a Lord of the Rings, like a medieval, like a fantasy. They got to market it as if it's something else.
Yeah, 100%.
I think to make it work.
Yeah, and they lean on George R. R. Martin being like him telling the backstory and stuff. Yeah, it could work.
That's all he does because he won't go write a book, right?
True.
Yeah. I think this Tehuara is a little behind, but he said The Boys. That is a good example of a new franchise, and that's
it's already got spinoffs. It's already got spinoffs.
It's already got spinoffs because it's successful. But it's a great example of what can happen if you think originally. And it's good.
Yeah, you literally make your antagonist a protagonist. People, the dirtiest, grossest, nastiest man in it. Everybody loves.
Right.
That's what you do with Star Wars. You make a Sith.
I was about to say that's why people kind of love Deadpool, right? I mean,
huge.
And that's way more successful than any Disney remake that they could do.
Look what they're doing
what I mean? They should just do that Star Wars project.
I agree.
I mean, look what they're doing with Darth Maul. Like he's like that show that they're doing is like evil guys versus even more evil.
More evil guys.
Right. Evil versus evil.
Which
is a good idea, but it's like animated. I want a real thing. So
what happens if Doomsday fails at the box office? Does Secret Wars get delayed? Doomsday, it will not fail at the box office. I think I'm not saying anything's bulletproof, but this is pretty close. It is.
If the Fantastic Four is terrible and Spider-Man Brand New Day is terrible, people will still go watch Doomsday.
Yeah,
I feel like everyone's watching Doomsday.
It's pretty much bulletproof.
Yeah,
and Spider-Man's in the same boat. Spider-Man's in the same boat
just because of the name. Yeah, and I think even if Fantastic Four is really bad, I actually think there's going to be a decent amount of people who don't go watch that, but will see the Avengers name and just go watch the next Avengers film, which is kind of what Marvel was relying on for the Thunderbolts, changing that name. Let's just call it Avengers, so people. But people saw past it is the thing, right?
Yeah. So. And it was already pushed as Thunderbolts.
Well, that too, right?
Hunter Schafer being eyed for Princess Zelda. Okay, hold on. So I don't know anything about this. Is Hunter Schafer a man?
No.
Hunter Schafer is a woman?
Yes, a trans woman, I think. I don't know.
So originally a man?
Yes, yes.
Hunter Schafer was born a man?
Yes.
But
transitioned
identifies as a woman and being eyed to play a female role in Legend of Zelda.
We got through it. Okay, we broke it down.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Pull up a picture.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who she is.
I think they were in a Euphoria. Okay, hold on, let me find it.
Jules from Euphoria.
So I'm sure the internet's
doing the internet thing. Yeah.
Sure, the internet is saying what? No, is that the way it's going?
Yeah, it's essentially like
I just want to see. I want to see what Hunter looks like.
Let me do it. Hold on 1 second. Load it up. Make sure there's nothing bad on there. Okay, we're good.
Is his female person.
I mean,
named Hunter still.
Yeah, Hunter Schafer. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's a pretty. I mean, is that a cosplay? Did Hunter cosplay as Zelda there?
Like,
because
I'm pretty sure it was like a red carpet thing. I don't even know.
I mean, just by looking, even the ears. I mean, that's a really good likeness to Zelda. I don't know.
There's a lot of other options you can go with that they should go with.
Yeah,
I feel
it's definitely going to be.
They should avoid the controversy around the film, though. Is the thing, right? Like, especially with something as big as Zelda, they should avoid as much controversy as they can because it's already going to be criticized to high hell. Like, like we've talked about it. I'm sitting there like I'm scared of the movie. Like, I'm afraid to get this movie because it's such a close and personal thing to me.
Yeah,
right?
It's hard to make.
Noah. Anya Taylor-Joy, she played Princess Peach.
She'd be perfect.
Oh,
I
Anya
would love her to play Zelda. Yeah, I would love her to play Zelda. Yeah.
Is Hunter Schafer an actor?
Yeah, actress. Yeah.
Okay. I used to have a shirt. I lost it or something, but it was a picture of Zelda, and he was pointing, and he's like, "Call me," or it was a picture of. Oh my gosh, I just did the shirt. It was a picture of Link.
Stab you.
Right. It was a picture of Link, and Link's like, "Call me Zelda one more time."
That's almost like somebody like saying Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan.
Yeah. All right. Hit or miss.
Let's do it. Hit or miss. Guys, put your hit or misses in the chat as well. Give us some more suggestions. Your boy was busy today. Okay. Hit or miss. Harry Potter's new trio. Yeah, I know it's an easy one.
Just visually, I mean, we haven't. Well, you played the one with her, and that she crushed it. But we haven't heard Harry or Weasley. But just visually, those two.
Visually, and knowing the process that they went through to get those three,
they scoured
over 32,000 audition tapes.
I'm
total hit, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, I think they've gotten. I think they did a great job with it. But again, like if you're like. Have any opinions that are like negative and you're just like, oh, those kids are probably terrible actors, you're a shitty person. They're kids. Come on now. Like,
well, I know I posted it on Instagram and somebody's like, what is this, Harry Potter in elementary school? I'm like, they're literally 11 when they go to Hogwarts, dude. Like,
so here, think of the pressure though on whoever like signed off. I'm sure it was a vote. I'm sure there was like a couple core people that got to be involved and say, this is where we're going. Those are three like mastheads for your franchise. You can't screw this up. And I'm sure they had to vet them.
Yeah,
like,
they had
to bring them
in,
of
course. And they did like chemistry reads and stuff. And J.K. Rowling already signed off. She like on her Twitter, she said the three are wonderful. So that's got her.
So she was probably involved in that.
Oh, 100%. The buck stops with her.
Involved in all of it.
Yeah.
Which is still crazy to me. Again, nothing against him, but the Papa Essedo casting, which kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, I actually feel bad for him. Like, he just took a job.
I feel bad for him too. And I was talking with so on my show, I had Jasmine, who is black, and she hates it. She hates the casting, and she goes in to talk about like, okay, so they're gonna have Harry Potter's white dad hang this dude from a tree.
They definitely have to, change some things up a little bit,
Well, if I were him. And it's hard to say because obviously I would have no idea what that's like, but I would be like, no, you have to do everything exactly as it is. You have to do it. You know what I mean? Because people are going to get even more mad if they don't.
And then, like the Hermione casting, people say that she's, darker skinned and, Malfoy does call her a mudblood. So it's like, it gets into some really interesting conversations that will be had. So, I think that's what that's their intentions, I think,
That's dumb. I hate that though. I hate when they try to play on that controversy on purpose, which is why I was saying about the Link thing, the Zelda thing. Like, just stay away from the controversy. Like, it's not that hard. Anyways,
I think people are gonna make controversy out of anything, so it really is hard. It's hard to make decisions.
No, the Snape casting, like even Pat's Time says, I'm black and I'm not a fan of the race swapping. It's just it just doesn't. All it has to do with, I know how Snape looks in my mind. That's how everyone views Snape. Why not get something that looks like him?
Fair.
I don't know.
Okay, next
we'll
up,
see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Jimmy's, you could just see his eyes widening and like his pupils are getting dilated.
I will not get canceled today. I will not say anything.
Okay, hit or miss. Lord of the Rings, Hunt for Gollum, expectations.
I think it's going to be a miss. I love
Andy
Serkis,
Serkis?
but unless you have to, Lord of the Rings is all about supporting cast, like massive amounts of storylines you're following and people you're connecting to. If they don't figure that out with Gollum, like, and I don't know how you do that. I guess the people that are hunting him, it's just going to be 2.5, 3 hours of Gollum, and that's not going to be enjoyable. I'm worried. I'm worried.
I'm halfway because I have less faith after Rings of Power, and I'm worried about a movie about Gollum.
I'm worried.
So
what about you, Wes?
I mean, dude, if they start bringing back like Ian McKellen and
right, that's the thing. That would be crazy awesome. But
I mean, he's there, honestly. And so is I mean, most of them are.
Yeah. I mean, Orlando Bloom hasn't aged a day in 25 years. You know.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
No, dude, we do have a super chat that we missed here. I want to.
Did we? Oh, shoot.
Go back to that. Crashing Coyote. If Thor dies in Doomsday, make Thor 5 in Valhalla. That's actually not a bad idea. It's actually pretty
stupid.
No, if that's the plan,
I'm not saying your idea is stupid. I'm saying if they do that, that's just a stupid way to take the character. If he dies, he dies. He's
I think
you could legacy characters we have.
The thing is,
I think you could connect it to Loki somehow because Loki's Yggdrasil.
But then what's the point in him dying? Because if he dies and we know he's going to Valhalla and he's coming back, then, oh boy, he died. We're not worried about it. He's coming. There's no levity there. There's no consequences.
I mean, Robert Downey's coming back.
That's Marvel, man.
No, he's coming. No, he's coming back as Doctor Doom. He's coming back as a variant. He's not coming back as RDJ of 616.
Yeah, but I mean, we could get Thor back as a variant as well, you know?
Oh, my God.
I mean, in the comics, people just come back as themselves, too, which is crazy. No one is permanently dead. No one is permanently dead, but Uncle Ben. That's the rule.
All right.
Rip Bozo Uncle Ben.
Thanks for that super chat, man. Coyote.
Okay, next up. The Cobra Kai series.
Oh, it was a hit. They leaned into the corny 80s, 90s karate movies. They leaned into everything they were supposed to. The ending was great. I'm not really a fan of them continuing it into the movies. I got one gnat in my office.
Also, you put up no, Jimmy, by the way.
He's just spinning around. I just...
I'm not really a fan of continuing into the movie, like the new Karate Kid movie. I don't think it's going to be that great, but Cobra Kai series was great.
But it didn't. I saw it. It didn't really. Not really. It's not really dragged into that.
No, it's not. Well,
no, I mean, the movie was kind of weird. The movie was kind of weird.
But
here's
the thing, because they made it predicated off the success of Cobra Kai. That's why that movie was made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's exactly why the movie.
Right. If Cobra Kai wasn't made and it wasn't super successful, that movie was not made. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It was almost like not a multiverse, but like a cinematic universe coming together, right? Yeah. Like you have the Jackie Chan one, and then you had the original ones, and then there's like, you know what I mean? It's
not gonna be good.
Interesting concept. Yeah.
Yeah. But Cobra Kai series was awesome. Loved it from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wicked. Okay.
Cool.
Hit or miss. The Flash movie.
The most recent one?
So when I watched it, I kind of enjoyed it. And then after I stepped away, I was like, oh, I can see where they cut corners, whatever. But then when I started thinking about it again, where else are you going to get like Nicolas Cage back as Superman and stuff? I'm going to just say it was a hit.
I thought it was. This may be the least popular opinion. I thought it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It had flaws, obviously, but I don't know. I really liked the movie. I thought it was a big hit.
I saw this YouTuber who like was remastering scenes from the Flash movie, like fixing the speedster stuff, and they were like fixing some stuff. I'm like, dude, there's a possibility that this movie gets remade just by fans. Like,
maybe.
Like there was like, you know, the whole like the graphics at the very end. There was like sludge fest. It was just really bad.
That was like the bad parts, but most of the movie was really awesome.
Yeah.
And Keaton back, like, come on, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, and I saw someone like compare it, or they were saying that what was it, Madam Web had better cinematography than the Flash movie.
Not true.
And it's like, my thing is like, dude, the
the beginning with the baby scene.
Yeah.
No, I heard I saw that same thing, but it was comparing it to a Superman.
Yeah, Superman. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
But people complain about anything. Crazy CGI.
My thing is like the Superman's, cinematography looks great. And same with the Flash. The problem with the Flash was not the cinematography; it was the writing. Like,
it was the
simple as
writing,
that,
Yep.
Okay. Hit or miss. Pedro Pascal,
Daddy of the internet.
daddy of the internet.
Right.
Did you see the clip the other day of him with that like lightsaber and him being?
And he's like licking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy of the internet. I mean,
Ooh,
Pedro's
Marvelous
a hit.
Mind says miss.
I think. I like.
Oh,
Pedro.
Pat's time says miss. Wait, we're not talking
Why are
about
we turning
him
on
as.
Pedro? Why are we?
We're not
turning on
talking
Pedro?
about him in a specific role. We're talking about him in general.
I mean, name a role he was
I
bad in. He's a killer Joel. He was great in Narcos. He's great in The Mandalorian. He's probably going to be great as
That's
Mr.
the issue
Fantastic.
with people is he's in too much like too many things.
Oh,
That's the issue.
Things?
Yeah, he's everywhere is what people are saying.
I mean, yeah, that is.
I mean,
yeah.
he was good in that movie with Nick Cage, the funny one where he's like psycho.
I like that one, The Unbearable.
Yeah,
Weight
that
of
was
Massive
funny.
Talent.
Yes,
I
yeah.
like that movie a lot.
What
but I
else
love
has he
Nick
been
Cage.
in? He hasn't been in a bad movie or show.
Is he gonna be in Fantastic Four?
I think he's a hit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like he's a hit.
There will be
Clearly
fatigue.
because he's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you fatigue out. You push somebody too much.
Well,
But
too much of a good thing is not good, right? I mean,
yeah, I agree.
yeah. So, but I mean, I think it's it.
Speaking of too much of a good thing or not a good thing, Sydney Sweeney is releasing men's soap called Bathwater Bliss with Dr. Squatch. 5,000
heard
bars
about
of
this.
soap infused with her own bathwater.
own
Are you
bathwater.
guys buying it?
Hell no. What? No.
No, I'm a
They have
pass on that
claimed that
one.
the filtration process is top notch, so you don't have to worry about getting any like bad
Then what's the
bathwater.
point? I'm not a person that would ever buy something like that. But if you wanted to buy something like that, why?
Do you really
the
think there's
filter?
guys out there? How much is this? Is it
No,
expensive?
there's gonna be
There's
scalpers for
100.
this,
Dude, people, remember the whole like bathwater thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The girl,
right,
or the
yeah.
girl that
dude,
farted
yeah,
in
there are people
jars.
who buy this. Yeah, there are
So-
people who buy it.
So, but is there actually guys out there that are going to buy this and then they're going to like take a shower and they're going to like feel away because they feel like they're
Hey,
1,000%.
to
Is that
each their
real?
own. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh
Dude.
yeah, dude. People are into some stuff, even if it's a very small percentage of people.
I saw a quote tweet and it was from the Charmin account and they said, "Yo, contact us" or whatever.
So what I heard
no.
is there's like
Oh,
one
no.
drop of water, like one drop in each bar or something. And it could be a thing like in the gaming or in the sports world. You know how you have cards and you can get a game piece, memorabilia, like a piece of their uniform on a card, a patch. Most of the time, those aren't they're not game used. They're player worn, which means these guys, let's say Panini, they'll send Patrick Mahomes 30 jerseys, and he puts it on for 2 seconds and takes it off.
Yeah. No,
That's
I have a
stupid.
lot of that stuff actually.
So she
Yeah.
probably
Game
put her
used
big
bats and
toe in the
stuff, yeah.
bathtub, and then
Mhm.
technically she touched it, and now they just use the drops. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful marketing. It's genius by Dr. Squatch.
Oh
I
yeah.
guarantee it's probably already
I
sold
wonder how
out.
much
and they're going to be on
I wonder
eBay
how
for
much they had
1,000
to
a
give
part.
her for that, huh?
Oh,
Do what?
I
A
wonder how
lot.
much they had to give her for that.
I don't know.
But
mean-
she is kind of like I like if you think of like a woman who's very famous for being sexy, not to say she's a bad actor, but
Oh, she
you know, a
leans
lot
into it hard.
right. She leans into it a lot.
Yeah,
Like she is that girl right now.
for sure.
You know,
Mm.
like I don't know
She's
who else would
capitalizing.
be. It's definitely her, right? So yeah, I mean, girl, get the money, right?
Yeah,
So
if
neither
they-
one of you are buying a Sweeney squat.
Mine.
I mean,
No.
honestly, like imagine you buy it and then you store it for like 20 years and then you sell it and it's like unopened, mint condition, PSA 10.
You know what scares me is we're in the age of AI and all this stuff. Doesn't that technically give you like, if you get this bar, don't you like have her like chromosomes? Don't you have like her
I don't.
what's it called? Her DNA?
DNA?
Don't you have her DNA?
Probably not. No, not enough.
Somebody's
to-
gonna take
to-
this bar of soap and clone her.
No, I don't think they'd have enough to do that, unless like a piece of hair got in or something. I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think they'd have enough.
So somebody gets
I don't
the
think it's
bar and they
enough
open
DNA.
it. It's got like a piece of hair stuck in it. That probably goes
Can
for
you
like
imagine?
$5,000 on YouTube or on eBay.
Hey, I've got a signed, framed Kobe Bryant jersey
Mhm.
that I'm just maybe won't ever sell, but
Yeah.
I have one.
All right.
What do they call like the misprints? Like it's like I got a bar with her hair and it's like a misprint.
Yeah, air card, air,
yeah,
air,
air
hair.
soap.
Yeah, air soap. I'm gonna report back, guys. I'm gonna report back on when they drop on eBay and see what the. I would buy them just to resell.
Oh, 100%.
I know they're gonna sell for 5-10x.
Like maybe. How much does it cost to buy a bar though?
Do we have that?
No, I mean, if they're only selling 5,000 of them, then
I saw somewhere $600.
Yeah, they're gonna be expensive. But imagine what you do is you just like.
Well, have you seen the soap that you pop it open and it's got money in it? It's got money in each piece of soap.
Oh my gosh.
It could be up to a $50 bill.
Wait,
People are just buying like stacks and popping them on
TikTok.
TikTok.
There's a reality. People are gonna sell bootleg Sydney Sweeney soap.
Oh,
they're gonna
sure.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
There's gonna be so many scammers.
Let's do a cosmic wonder soap. Get in the bathtub. Send me a bottle of your water. I've got some local soap makers over here. Do you want it lavender? What are you thinking? Echinacea? What do you think?
Just no.
There's some bad stuff that's happened with that. Like there's somebody like the amaranth stuff with the yeast and the beer and the.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Final topic. Elden Ring Night Rain dropped 300K in 30 minutes after it released. Are we excited?
Woo-hoo.
Is that good?
I feel like that was literally a Wes adding that in there because
I go to Twitter and I see news on the trending tab, and then I just I haven't played it yet.
Is that good?
Yeah,
I guess 300K in 30 minutes.
I mean, GTA 6 trailer number 2 had like 5 million views after 12 hours, so I don't think that's.
Oh, you're talking YouTube views?
No. These are players.
Oh,
that's what I thought. Players? I thought these were players. Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was a trailer. Oh, wow.
No,
okay.
Yeah, like that's on Steam, 300,000 in 30 minutes.
That's
pretty big on Steam, right?
Yeah.
Are you playing it?
No, I haven't touched it.
Are you going to? Is that do you
I'll
do Elden
play?
Ring
Yeah.
or no?
Yeah. I'm gonna try it out, but it's like it's like a roguelite or something.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's pretty massive. Yeah.
Wes, there's a new that game I was playing.
Enshrouded?
There's a new Enshrouded update.
Thralls of Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
To close out, since we are a Star Wars podcast, I want to give a huge shout out to Battlefront 2 and the resurgence that is there. My son's upstairs playing it right now. I played it a little while ago. 8-year-old game, as good as games coming out in 2025.
The Battlefront games, man, so good, man.
I mean, it literally could have came out this year. It looks that good.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've been updating or supporting it for years.
Yeah, it's been years.
Yeah. So I want to end with this. Does EA take the bag and make Battlefront 3?
I don't think I don't think they're given the option, honestly. I think
somebody.
Disney,
how come somebody's not jumping on this? Like that owns the IP or whoever?
Disney
Why are they not capitalizing on it? It's huge.
Yeah, I mean Disney owns the IP.
Maybe they can't.
Obviously,
and maybe they just can't. Yeah.
EA.
Well,
and
the
Disney,
Battlefront 2 dev team has been on Twitter. They're like having a reunion. They're like getting together and talking and stuff. But it's crazy.
I think there's a possibility, but the thing is like DICE made Battlefront 2, and DICE is working on Battlefield 6. So it's like there's really no development studio that's not busy right now.
Respawn's working on the next Jedi.
Yeah, they're making another Jedi game, and they're reportedly making a Star Wars FPS for themselves, but that might have been canceled as well. So
I think this is a huge miss if somebody doesn't jump.
I mean, they need to just get the janitor that was updating the servers from a while ago and just like tell them to keep it chunk and
keep it going. Add some stuff. All right, guys.
Jeez.
We did it.
We did it. Yeah.
We did it. We did it.
You make it sound like we just like with the battle or something.
We did it.
We did it. We didn't get canceled today on this episode.
We can exhale.
Jimmy tried to get canceled.
Jimmy didn't even get in the
eyes,
conversation that you two were talking about. Jimmy kept his
I'm
mouth
not afraid to say how I truly feel. I don't have any hate in my heart for any people, so I don't
believe you do either.
Yeah,
I
don't have any hate.
I can vouch for you that when you give an opinion, it's an opinion as a fan of
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like I don't have any hate, so I don't have any problem saying my own opinion because I love movies, I love shows. I'm critical of them because it's what I do for a living, and I'm a fan first and foremost. So yeah,
he's gonna get off.
There's my disclaimer. There's my disclaimer. Clip that. So if we ever
he's gonna get off, he's gonna get off here and go figure out how he can pre-order or get a bot to snipe one of those Sydney Sweeney soap bars.
I'm gonna get one of them Sydney Sweeney soaps.
All right, guys.
So.
We'll be back
All
next
right, guys.
week.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. See you next week.